Let's start our weekend off with some creativity. I'm Molly Phillip and this is Studio Saturdays, and today we're going to be making paper spiral rolls inspired by Hadieh Shafie.
For today's project, you'll need 3 pieces of colored paper, a glue stick, and a Sharpie, all of which can be found in your art kits. Other materials you'll need that are not included in your art kits are a ruler, scissors, and a Q-tip, or any other thin, round rod, like a knitting needle, pencil, or whatever you have handy. If you're following along without an art kit, or wish to more closely follow Hadieh Shafie's artistic process, you can instead use 3 white pieces of paper and markers in a few different colors. But before we get started, let's take a look at our featured artwork from the collection. This is Hadieh Shafie's white, turquoise, green, gold, yellow, and blue, made in 2012 out of ink, acrylic, and paper with printed and handwritten Farsi text. Hadieh Shafie is an Iranian-born artist who incorporates Farsi text and repeating patterns into her work. Farsi is also known as the Persian language and is one of the languages spoken in Iran. Shafie came to America when she was 14 in 1993. She is drawn to the Farsi word for love, esh, as she sees love as a search for meaning, understanding, and belonging, things she herself searched for after her move. Her art is also rooted in her childhood memories of decorating chickpea cookies with her grandmother and of her grandmother putting folded prayers for protection into the pockets of her clothes, 2 other acts of love. Shafie's artwork is as much about the finished piece as it is about the process of making it. She hand rolls strips of paper, each one has esh written on it, to create each part of the work. These rolls make the writing into a pattern that builds on itself, like how love grows and spreads between people. Even though the words can't be seen after she rolls the strips up, they're still there. Just like the way people's love for each other exists even when they're not together, Shafie's work represents that promise of shared love. Today, we'll be making our own roll inspired by a word of your choice. You can use any word that you feel represents you. This can be a word that describes you, or an adjective, like intelligent, a word that's important to you, or any word you like. For example, my word is education, because I am an educator and I think education is very important. Think about the words that you can connect to your memories, feelings, personality, or experiences. Some questions to think about while you create your work. Why did you choose your word? And what do you think Hadieh Shafie is trying to teach the people who see her art? We'll start with instructions for making spirals using colored paper. If you're using white paper and markers, skip ahead in the video. Take your ruler and make 1-inch markings along the long edge of your paper. Line up your ruler straight edge with the markings to create lines along the entire sheet. Write your chosen word on each strip of paper. It'll be much easier if you write the word before you cut your strips. You can use any kind of writing tool for this, like a pencil, marker, or pen. Do the same for all 3 sheets of paper, and then carefully cut out your strips. Once you have your strips ready, take your Q-tip with the cotton ends removed and use it to help you start rolling your first strip. You can decide whether to roll the spirals with your word hidden or exposed, like Shafie does in her work. Use your glue stick to connect the end of one strip with the beginning of the next and keep rolling as if it's one long strip. You can keep using the same color for this section, or switch up the colors to create interesting color patterns. Once it's as big as you like, be sure to seal your roll with additional glue to make sure it doesn't unravel. If you're using white paper and markers, start the process in the same way, by taking your ruler and making 1-inch markings along the long edge of your paper. Again, line up your ruler's straight edge with the markings to create lines throughout the entire sheet of paper. Write your word and cut out your strips. Once your strips are all cut, take your markers and color the edge of each strip in different colors. Once you have your strips ready, take your Q-tip with the cotton ends removed and use it to help you start rolling your first strip. Now roll up your strips and make sure all the colored bands are rolled in the same direction. Just like we did with the previous spiral, seal your roll with additional glue to make sure it doesn't unravel.
Thank you so much for joining me today. We made some paper spiral rolls inspired by work by Hadieh Shafie, and next week, if you want to join us then, we'll be making paper characters inspired by work by Mary Russell Smith. Thanks again and have a good day!
Thanks again for joining us for Studio Saturdays. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell to find out when a new video is uploaded. Have a good day!